Man, y'all boys, man, they got a lot of goofy ass sports out here, bro. But ain't nothing compared to these fucking sports that we about to look at right now. Let's check it out. Goofy sports, bro.
FIFA, the NBA, the NFL, the MLB. These sports are some of the most popular sports that have rained down in captivating people worldwide for decades or even centuries.
Bro.
But to me, growing up, I never really latched onto a big sport and was fully immersed into the players and everything about it. I don't know, man. There was only so much ball kicking in goal, ball going in hoop, ball going in goal in air, ball going out of stadium that I felt
Bro.
like watching. And for
Bro,
people
what is y'all favorite sport, bro? Y'all comment that below, bro. Like, what's y'all favorite sport? I ain't gonna lie, I like football, baseball, and basketball. That's like my three favorite to watch, like to tap in with. And like I played football and baseball. That's the only two sports I really played. But basketball, I always kind of like. At first, I didn't like basketball, but like I kind of grew on to it. Y'all comment below y'all favorite though.
I felt the same way I did growing up. There's no need to worry because there's a surprising amount of sports out there.
Odd
So I did
sports.
the most extensive research out there to find the best of alternatives for y'all. For example, anyone that isn't into
Bro,
football
what the
and
fuck
balls
is
going
this?
into
Hey,
goals,
yo, what the fuck was that, bro?
alternatives for y'all. For example, anyone that isn't
Hey,
into football
yo.
and balls going into goals,
Yo.
an alternative sport I would recommend dealing with feet
That's
is
crazy.
toe wrestling.
Toe
It's
wrestling?
about to just get worse from here, so just prepare. How to play the sport is pretty much in the name. You have two people's feet. The feet locked together through the big toes, and you try to pin the other person's
Bro,
foot to
what
the
the-
side.
that's
in order to
actually a
win. And I
sport?
already know what some of y'all are probably thinking. There's just no way this is a professional sport
No
and it's
way,
taken
gang.
serious by people in a professional. Well, you'd be wrong, bitch. Tell that to the
Damn.
29-year runtime it's been going for.
Shit, damn, okay. That's how you coming?
Toe wrestling championships have been going on before SpongeBob even aired. It's got a history,
Damn.
and I feel like y'all are
I
underestimating
ain't never
the
heard of toe
sheer
wrestling
willpower
game.
this
I ain't lying
takes.
though. Would y'all compete in a toe wrestling battle?
It's got a
Toe
history,
wrestling?
and I feel like y'all are underestimating
Bro,
the sheer.
bro, look at this shit, bro. Like, what you gotta? Whoever pinned the foot down, that's who win. It's basically just arm wrestling, but with feet. Like, who gonna do this shit?
Power this takes. Think of it, all the energy of your entire leg is being bunched up together in your toes, and you gotta make sure they don't unlock while trying to pin the other person's foot down. Hit on it all you want, but it doesn't seem easy. They wouldn't want me on the field though, because a nigga like me would play dirty in these situations to win. I would grow my toenails 2 feet long and use them as swords to fight my opponents, not
Bro.
wash my feet for the next 2 weeks and run 10 miles every day, leave them
no.
extra rough so it feels like
Ew.
sandpaper when we grind feet. That's just how competitive I
What
become.
the
I'm a
fuck was, bro? This nigga was cutting his.
competitive guy. And it's funny to know that the WTWF, aka the World Toe Wrestling Federation, yeah, this is a real organization.
really- that's a really
I told
a
y'all this is real.
organization?
Sent an application to be included in the Olympics. Like, could you imagine this shit approved and you have professional athletes from every sport trying to be crowned the #1 toe wrestler?
that shit'd
It would
be
be
funny
mad
as fuck.
interesting though. Like, imagine LeBron James and
Hey
Messi duking it out in a
yo, why is he squat his back like that? Never mind.
toe wrestling match for the world to see. And it, they could even have celebrities do it for a charity match. I would pay even better money to see celebrities like Margot Robbie, Rihanna, Zendaya,
Boy, what?
Shakira, Sofia Vergara, not in any particular order.
Don't forget about Marcy Martin. There's a couple of names. Ruby Rose. Imagine Ruby Rose, Jada Waiter, Megan Thee Stallion playing Foot Wars. Let me stop.
I mean, it'd be for charity. It would be a good cause. Anyways, tuna throwing. Now, for this one, I think it might be kind of hard to understand what the sport is exactly about. So let me play you some footage before I explain what it is.
Tuna. Bro, that shit look.
Hope
Bro,
that
what the
explains it
fuck?
better. They pretty much just lob a fish every year in Australia to see who can throw it the farthest, which just goes to show Australia isn't a real place. Now, before y'all get surprised
Can't be.
that PETA hasn't sent a military buster call to take down the entire operation, they only use plastic tuna fish and fish that were already found dead naturally. And what else are you
Wow.
gonna do with a dead fish floating on the water? eat it? That's even more inhumane, you animal eater. I'm a firm supporter of the vegan teacher and the vegan movement. Lobbing that whole 30 feet in the air is much more commendable in my eyes. And the thing is about the actual fish they use for throwing, it's not no little tiny puny pussy fish that can fit in the palm of your hand. It's a tuna fish that weighs 20 pounds. Meaning it weighs more than the actual sport they copied it from. You know that one sport?
Yeah, this
a ball and people spin in a circle at hundreds of miles per hour to see how far it throws. The ball they use in that sport only weighs 16 pounds. So shout out to anyone who does this and lobs it far. I know that takes hella strength. They probably have to leave this competition at using only dead fish also, because I couldn't imagine them using any other dead animal. Can you imagine instead of the dead tuna fish throwing, it was the dead dog throwing? Shit would...
Well, bro, that shit'll be bad, bro. Throwing dead dogs around? Hell no, they definitely not approving that sport. That shit will get canceled before it's even started.
Sour real quick, they will shut this down immediately. But what takes even more strength is the next one, which is wife carrying. This sounds like it's straight out of Andrew Tate's book of ideas.
That's really some Andrew Tate shit.
Non-feminizing sports
that's
to
some
exist.
Real Andrew Tate shit. Wife carrying as a sport? Imagine having a... Bro, what?
Carrying competition is held every year in Finland, and there's not really much to explain. The name says it all. A group of the strongest men ever have to complete an entire obstacle course while carrying their wife on their back. And the course is actually harder than I thought it would be. Like, they've got to start off by running and jumping into a pool and swimming to the other side. Jumping over a whole elevated log. So I'm giving props to any dude that participates in this and has the strength to do this. But I can never do this for one reason and one reason only. Fumbling. I can only imagine what
Bro, imagine falling with your wife. Oh my god. That should be so embarrassing, dog. Like, bro, you falling with your wife every time, bro. Nah, that's crazy.
In front of everyone. Any respect she has of you is just immediately going away, dog. You know for a fact that divorce is coming, and her entire group chat is just
she on your ass.
Finding the clip of you failing. And from the research I've done, apparently there's no rules in this competition except one absolute rule at all times. Lizzo and her husband may not participate.
Hell no, boy. I ain't lying, bro. Lizzo husband, bro, you don't even try to compete in that. That would be the worst decision you could make. Cause carrying her, you ain't gonna make it, boy.
For a second, I don't even think this competition could happen in a place like America. The amount of hospitalizations would be maximum. Dog. They would have to have 20 ambulances and 10 gurneys ready on standby at all times. Extreme ironing. This is another one straight out of Andrew Tate's book of ideas, except for this one is for the opposite sex. Extreme ironing has people doing an insanely intense sport, except in the middle of them doing it, they iron clothes. And when I say intense sports, people do this in anything you can think of. Rock climbing upside down, riding on the back of a motorcycle, skydiving in the air, on the top of a
skydiving. Bro, ain't no way people participating in this, bro. If you participating in this, you gotta be losing your goddamn mind. Skydiving while ironing? Man, no, son.
After hiking in the middle of a bicycle race. This seems lit as honestly. I don't know why it's not even more popular. And this is one of those sports that breaks old stereotypes. I feel like they should implement it even more. Like, imagine LeBron is about to dunk the ball, but before he does it, he has to do a little ironing session to continue. The NBA's viewership numbers would quadruple overnight. Cheese rolling. This is one where just think of the name and it's exactly what you think of. They throw a giant wheel of cheese down a hill and people chase after it down the hill. The extent people take to win this thing is kinda scary too. These niggas be falling so hard, you would think at the bottom.
Bro, who would participate in something like this? Like, what you gotta, like, try to, like, what's the point?
A pot of gold. I could never put this much effort into a sport, let alone one about cheese. Like, imagine losing. You break your leg doing this, and you end up broke, holeless, disabled, and don't even get the
nigga said holeless.
They give all the cheese to the person who gets first place. You don't even get a piece if you get second or third. This sport sounds like an absolute scam. And some of y'all might be thinking, wait, couldn't the same task be achieved by rolling anything down a hill? The competition is held in England, and they never really seem to get anything right, so just let it go. But y'all would be surprised
Nigga
by the
willing to
amount
go
of
catch
people who travel
cheese.
from different countries just for this sport. It's like the Hunter exams, but for people competing for cheese. You had people last year from America, the UK,
How they
Canada,
really
Japan,
compete?
Germany, Saudi Arabia, all
Bro,
trying
they
to
should
win.
make this a real Olympic sport at this point. Damn, all these people from different countries going to go do this shit. This is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. There's some shit I'd do for a video though. I feel like that'd be interesting.
Let me participate and have my opportunity ruined by someone that can't control their speed down the hill and they end up hitting me. I'm gonna be a part of England's Most Wanted. I'm picking them up
what
and
the
lobbing
fuck?
them off a 50-foot cliff myself. Ostrich racing. I never really thought of ostriches as the type of animal with speed, but apparently I was way off.
think them
These
little
things
bitches
can
get
go
up, though.
60 miles per hour. The weird thing is they all
Damn.
have super skinny legs. Like there were 0 leg days in their workout routine.
But
And they still go fast enough where they can
I
race
ain't
with
gonna lie
humans
though,
on
they
their
kick your ass, you gonna feel that bitch though.
The only thing that could make this better is if they started jousting like they do with horses. It's funny
Ooh.
seeing the POV of the racer too, because the birds' necks are so freakishly long, it just looks goofy. Fireball, soccer.
what
This
the
is less of a
fuck?
goofy sport and more of you're a crackhead if you actually play this. Humanity must have just been running out of ideas with this one. You could probably guess it. It's just like soccer, except the soccer ball is lit up with lighter.
fire?
Apparently, it's a common thing people do in
No way these
Indonesia
sports
during
really
Ramadan,
exist,
which
bro.
just confuses me even
What the
more. Because you
fuck?
can't drink or eat anything at certain times during Ramadan, so setting a ball on fire and playing in hot-ass weather is probably the most dehydrating activity you
what
could
the
do.
fuck?
They must damn near
Hell
suffer
no.
a heat stroke after a 5-minute game of this. And if you look
Exactly.
at the videos, it makes it worse that they have 0 protective gear on. Niggas are out there barefoot with minimal clothes on,
what the
spiking a ball
fuck?
at top speeds. Why not
Bro, is these niggas losing their mind? Like what? You gonna kick a flaming hot soccer ball around with the bare minimum of clothes? Nigga don't got no protection. So if something catch on fire that you got on, your duck ass gotta stop, drop, and roll or some nut shit, cause you try to be stupid, try to kick a fucking soccer ball that's on fire. Like what?
accidental kick to the face and you're gonna be out here looking like Ghost Rider. But I will say, the game does look majestic when played at night. Imagine getting all your homies taking the worst drugs out there and having a competition at night to see who drops dead first. It would be a badass way to go out. Cycle ball. This is another one that isn't even goofy and is just purely insane. As you can hear by the name, you're pretty much just playing soccer, except using a bike. These matches look so intense. You would
Bro.
think they would mellow it down because they have to use a whole bike to maneuver. But
Bro,
nope,
these
they
nigga-
play
what the
it just
fuck?
like they do on the actual teams. Angling the ball and hitting curve
Yo,
shots
that's
in the
I ain't
corner,
lying though.
assisting
That's
and
kind
heading.
of fire though. Like to have this skill, cause you gotta think, bro. They on bikes. That's not easy to do. Like you gotta really have some control. Cause like, brother, not anybody could just come out and do that. Like, bro, what?
Ball in the goal, doing fake outs to trick the other team. They could probably rock a pro
Damn.
soccer player on their actual feet. And you
Clear.
just know
Oh
that
my
injuries
gosh.
for this sport have to be life-threatening every time. Take one wrong turn doing cycle ball, and you're flying
Your
down
bike-
to a Mortal Kombat fatality out
No
this.
cap,
I'm
bro.
also imagining the actual bike chain breaking while playing the game, because when I was younger, I don't know if I had
Yo,
shitty, poor,
hey,
cheap
yo.
bikes, but my bike chains would always eventually break off, and it would be
No
the
cap though,
scariest feeling
bro.
ever.
That
having
used to be the worst feeling, bro. Like when your chain used to pop on bikes, like, bro. Man, I used to be so mad. You and that be really on your mechanic shit, trying to fix the shit up, man. That shit, bro. I used to hate that shit though, but that was the fun times though.
Zero control going down a hill. But if a bike chain's in the middle of cycle ball, they must look like car crashes when it happens.
No
And
cap,
speaking
bro.
of car crashes, it's funny because there's an even more premium version where they use actual motorcycles. They know this is the only
You
way to
serious?
indoctrinate more Americans into soccer. Shit, it would catch my eye if I was a hillbilly beer drinking American.
That's
And this last one
crazy.
is not really a sport, but apparently every year they have a dog surfing competition, and what's not to love about it? It's so wholesome and cute. They be doing their own work on it too. So overall, I feel like we need some more spotlight
No
on
way,
some of these
gang.
more goofier sports that people don't know about. There's only so many sports
the
you can
fuck
train
is
for
he
as a
doing?
kid, and I find that unfair. It wouldn't hurt to have an extreme ironing league program in schools or an extreme ostrich racing association scholarship set up for That's what I would have wanted. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, I love you guys consensually, and until next time, I'm out.
This is crazy, gang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Y'all comment below if y'all would try any of these sports. I don't know, bro. I probably try a few of them. Like I said, I won't participate in the cheese roll and shit. That shit'll be fun, sliding down that mountain. But I ain't lying, you can't go too fast down that bit. No cap.